11 minutes remaining. So Celtics trail it 3-2.
I'm surprised to see DJ in the starting lineup, only in that Bagley had been playing so well. And DJ had obviously something to say about not playing enough on this trip after the last game.
Williams goes down the baseline, knocked off. Lewis on the help, and the shot goes in. I tell you, Kersey got about as many good bounces as you can get off a hoop that time for his first bucket of the ball game, and it's 5-2 Portland.
Kersey shoots it at 47%. You know, this team is not the best shooting team. They only shoot it at 47, but they put a lot of points on the board. They put 113 points, which means they got a lot of second effort.
Drexler, open court.
And they do this a lot. They get a lot of transitional baskets, but if you can slow them down, Michael, they don't shoot it well from outside.
Take a look at the fast break and Clyde Drexler. This is a scary sight.
Yeah, he's extremely effective. You notice how under control he is, you know? I mean, despite his speed, he's not going pell-mell. He's kind of picking his way through the minefield and allowing the defense to adjust and then playing off of what the defense does.
Drexler shoots him at 77% from the line. He has them both. 3 of 4 free throws by Portland. They're up 7-2. Just underway at the Memorial Coliseum. Reggie Lewis moves to Bird. Slowed down by Kersey. Now puts it up. In and out. Rebounded. 4 white shirts on the defensive board that time for Portland.
This team doesn't shoot it very well from the free throw line, at least for an NBA team, only 74%. But they take the third most number of free throws in the league.
2 team fouls on the Celtics so far, and none on Portland as we're just underway.
Well, the way they penetrate, that's going to be a problem all night. The Celtics have got to be careful not to get in early foul trouble.
That time, the quick first step by Reggie Lewis created contact, and Drexler is called for his first. Let's take a look at that first step.
Yeah, it is. Here comes the pick and roll play setting up. The defense adjusts, plays Reggie to go middle. He crosses him up with a nice baseline drive. Reggie has really played well on this trip.
Here's Reggie, and he knocks it down. Lewis has scored 49 points in these 2 games so far on this road trip, and has really come on, Kuz. His shooting percentage up over 50%, 6 of the last 7. An indication, perhaps, of him getting used to this defense, this 2-guard position?
Well, that, and I think more so, though, the 2 last games have been wide open type of games. Reggie is so effective in the open court and he'll create much better offense for himself, you know, in a fast flow game than he will in the half-court game.
Drexler, pretty shot on the baseline that time. He used his left arm to fend off Reggie Lewis. Got it to go down. It's 9-4 early. Portland with the lead. Quiet arena so far, Cruz. Kind of a surprise.
Yeah, but it can get noisy because it's so small and the people are packed in and close to the court.
Second shot in a row that went in and out for the Celtics, and Ed Pinckney called for a foul.
That's his second and the team third.
Terry Porter will bring it up, walk it up. First round pick of Portland. In his 4th year.
So few good, solid point guards in the league, and Porter is one of those few. Mismatch on
Hey, Pinckney came from the weak side and called for goaltending.
That's fine, though. That's fine. I'll tell you, this is the most active I've seen Ed Pinckney in a while. He made that loud block to open it up. You see, that's what Ed's got to do. He's got such great physical ability. If he just involves himself, he's going to help the Celtics.
Here in Portland, they have what's called a hustle board, where they check on block shots, rebounds, and steals. Dennis Johnson bangs home his 2nd hoop of the night. And they total them up right along as the game moves along. And Portland has 5-3 lead right now on the strength of their rebounding. Drexler, good rebound by Pinckney that time. 11-6, Portland up by 5.
I'll tell you, it's nice to see Pinckney being so active and looking so strong in the early going. Reggie Lewis, fine penetration into the paint. That's what you've got to do. You've got to give them a little bit of their own medicine.
Celtics back within 3, 7:40 remaining. Here in the first quarter as Porter and Dennis Johnson match up. Dennis, 14th year on a Pepperdine. Back in the starting lineup, missed 4 with that torn quadricep muscle. Played sparingly in the first 2 games on this trip. Here's Duckworth, several moves. Robert Harris blocks it, and it goes off the side of the basket. It will be Portland ball. Good defense by the Chiefs.
Yeah, see, if you can slow them down into the half-court set, Michael, you really got them at a disadvantage. They don't operate anywhere near as well in the half-court game as they do in the transitional game. So if the Celtics can slow them down as the game progresses, it'll really work in their favor. Plus, the fact that they don't shoot that well from outside, they can gamble and trap down, quickly and give Robert or whoever it is help on those inside people without worrying about having to get back.
Celtics get possession of it on the loose ball, and Kevin McHale gets set to check in for Boston. This Portland team just shoots it at 47% from the field. They are, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the #1 team in the league in rebounding, however, so they get the second shot quite frequently. The best offensive rebounding team, by the way, and the Celtics are the best defensive rebounding team. Robert moving. Good shot. Rainbow. And he wanted a foul, and he probably should have had one there as the defense from behind got at him. Drexler stopping. Hands it to Williams, who traveled.
I'll tell you what, McHale's coming in, and it's always nice to see Kevin get in the game, but in this case, I don't like to see Pinckney going out because he hasn't scored, but he's been very productive in terms of all the other things he's done in the first 6 minutes of the game.
11-10, Portland with a 1-point lead, under 7 minutes remaining first quarter. Here's Bird, fakes the shot, now goes up left-handed over everybody. Pretty shot in that area.
See, the Celtics are getting their pace now in the last couple of minutes of the game. It makes such a difference against this Portland team.
Porter into the front court, peeling off the screen. Drexler down through the lane. Robert Parrish blocked the shot. There will be no goaltending on this one. Good help by Robert, but a foul call. And we will have the free throws when we come back after these messages on the WLVI Celtics Network.
Also at 50%, 4 for 8, all in the paint. And that's why it's so important, as I say, to get back defensively and try to slow down that transition.
Great pass by Bird to McHale, and it won't go in.
Kevin,
third hoop that went in and out tonight. Son of a...
Kevin upset with himself. They hit him with the quick half-court tap. They'll hit you at three-quarter court with the quick tap pressure or half-court. There it is. If you can get it in Bird's hands, once you get by that initial pressure line, he's such a good passer that he's going to create a layup just about every time, or a short jumper for himself. They did that very well. The Celtics were waiting for that pressure and handled it effectively.
Kevin, who's on the course for his best ever free throw shooting percentage in a season at 91%, has them both, and the Celtics have a lead of 1, 14-13. Porter goes to Duckworth on the baseline for the jumper. And the big guy bangs one home to give the Blazers a 1-point lead. Duckworth has improved his offense and takes it out a little bit further from the hoop, which could hurt the Celtics, Kuz, and that Robert has to come away from the hoop a little more to play defense.
Well, this is what looks like a guard-oriented offense. Reggie on outside. In that Drexler's averaging 24 and Porter 18. Normally that works against you, except they're getting good offensive distribution from the other people. 14 from Williams, 15 from Kersey, and 16 from Duckworth. So
Duckworth powers in a bad shot left-handed. Dennis lost the ball. He had it in his hand. There was contact, and he could not control it. That time Duckworth, I think Robert cut him off and was in his way, and he had to put up a wild shot. Nearly created a turnover. Buck Williams to inbound. Terry Porter is open on the baseline. He missed it. Reggie Lewis has the board on the run.
Well, again, if you could break it down where they have to settle for an outside shot, it's got to work in your favor. I'll tell you, that DJ jumper is really flowing nicely so far tonight.
Cuts off Porter, picks him off on the run. Good play by Dennis, nearly lost it. Bird goes to McHale. Back to Reggie, who nearly traveled. And Kevin has it in the corner. Now to Bird. He is knocked over that time by Duckworth.
I'll tell you, it looked like Duckworth.
Bird threw it back at him.
He wasted one there, yeah. Take a look at this. Duckworth, first when you're 270, how do you handle yourself gingerly and smoothly,
Pete Brock, the former New England Patriots underneath the hoop, Kuz. We could call him out there.
Yeah, Pete came over to say hello. He said, Pete, a cheer for the good guys, but you're going to be a little outnumbered.
The second layup for the Celtics goes in and out. You won't see that very often. Porter running. Corner to Kersey over Bird. Missed it. McHale has the board. Out to Bagley. It's 1-on-3, however. He has no help on this one. Hands it back to Lewis, who cuts straight down over Williams. No foul, and Buck got the rebound.
Nice fake by Reggie, but then he exposed the ball. You got a Buck Williams on your shoulder. Even though he goes for the fake, you still got to protect with your body when you go up there.
Here's Porter isolated on Bird. Bird cut him off. Now he goes inside over Bird. Good defense, and McHale got the rebound. Knocked out of bounds, and Celtics ball.
Tell you what, Celtics doing a pretty good defensive job in the paint there internally.
You can tell when the Celtics are doing the job defensively when you see a lot of frustration on the faces of the opposition. Right now, we see that in the Blazers. Looks of surprise and kind of quizzical, asking the referee for some help. Bird bangs home a jumper. He's got 4.
A little weak side pop out for Bird that's been so effective over the years. If you're not ready, you know, whoever's guarding him to pop out with him, boy, all he needs is that split second to get it off.
Kersey off balance. I'll tell you what, that was as difficult as a fadeaway as you'll see by Jerome Kersey. It's 18-17. Bird tries to go to Bagley on the baseline, does not get it. And here's Drexler to Porter for 2.
That's why you got to be careful with turnovers. They'll burn you every time. They have such good team speed. The minute you turn it over in your back court, forget it, you're going to give up layup.
Here's Bagley, sets it up and hands it to Bird. Long jump shot. No, front of the rim. It's Duckworth on the run. Look at this back truck. Hands it over to Porter. Good move. And now Williams inside. Cannot hook it over McHale, and the call for a reach-in.
That'll send Williams to the line. Celtics with 14 fouls. Williams, well, they could have called a walk there, as a matter of fact. You know, McHale doesn't need a lot of help on Williams because Buck is perhaps the most relentless rebounder in the league, but he's never created a lot of offensive moves, you know. Doesn't have the repertoire to create a shot for himself with a guy like McHale guarding him. So, probably don't want to give Kevin a lot of help in a one-on-one situation.
Kevin has been playing some great defense on this trip, particularly his job on Terry Cummings the other night was one of the turning points for Boston.
I told him that after the game. You're going to make him all world if he keeps playing defense like he did on Cummings. Boy, he turned it every way but loose. Cummings didn't know what was happening there for a full half of basketball.
All right, Buck Williams with 1 of 2, and Portland has a 2-point lead at 20-18. Bagley goes down to McHale. He knocks Williams over and then makes the shot. Kevin probably got away with one that time, as Williams ended up prone on the hardwood. Here's Drexler through the lane. Great pass.
Good job. Drexler carries his head into the ground sometimes. Bagley tries to thread it through and get it right back. McHale can't handle. You assume Drexler doesn't see the floor, but he's very aware of his outlets.
And there's timeout on the court. 2:49 left first quarter. Celtics trail by 2. Mercy goes over Bird with his jump shot, and he now has 8 points. Good defense by Bird that time. Had his hand right in his face, but a tough shot by Kersey. 24-20. Portland with a 4-point lead. Bagley to Bird. Goes inside, off balance. Good shot. Off 1 foot by Larry Bird.
Tough shot there. Not easy to put on the brakes and soften up that shot.
6 for Bird. Lead is cut to 2. 2:05 first quarter. Kersey handling. Top of the key to Duckworth. Drexler pulls up, and his shot, nothing.
Good defensive job. Paxson right there with the hand up.
McHale tees it up for 3.
Yes.
Kevin McHale towed it up and hit the 3, and the Celtics have a 1-point lead with 1:40 left in the first.
Kevin, give us a break, will you please? How are we going to put you down for those 3-pointers if you keep putting them in?
Here's Duckworth trying to work on Klein. A little jump hook in and out, and the battle on the boards. Bird has it. Celtics running. 3-on-2. Paxson tries to go inside, and he draws the foul.
Oh, yeah. Porter had hold of him. Porter wrestled him up to the basket that time.
Could have seen a goaltending call. Let's take a look at it again, Kuz.
It is. Jimmy picking his spots, waiting for something to develop, then decides to take it in. Porter gets in, establishes a good defensive stance, but decides to grab him on the way up. Jimmy, good free throw shooter.
Paxson the first of 2. Shoots him at 78%. 11th year out of Dayton. 6 points, 2 assists. And Paxson has them both, and the Celtics have their biggest lead of the ball game, 27-24. Minute 20 remaining.
A good quarter of basketball for the Celtics, I'll tell you. They did what they had to do. Paxson shuts down the baseline on Drexel.
I tell you, Kersey has really improved his outside, shooting 10 points here in the first quarter for Jerome Kersey. 15-point average and 8 rebounds. He has improved his shooting.
You got to give him that, though, Michael. You know, he drives it so well that you've got to give him the outside, I think.
Kersey wants to shoot it again, but gives it up this time, and the jumper missed that time by Danny Young, 6th year out of Wake Forest, who has come into the ballgame for Rick Adelman and the Blazers. Celtics set it up in the half court with 39 seconds left here in the first quarter. McHale wants to shoot it. He does and hits it.
Oh, Kevin feels it.
McHale, who was red hot against San Antonio and had 28, now has 9 here in the first quarter. Buck Williams isolated on McHale. Tries to go by him. Cannot do it. Kevin ripped him off.
How's that? Yeah, that's what I was telling you. McHale has the tools to do the same to Williams that he did to Cummins 2 nights ago.
That time Williams went up and could not get the shot up past Kevin McHale's hands. Kevin just swallowed him up. McHale working on Williams underneath now. Can't go by him. Now he does. 3 fakes. Bank. Yes.
Oh,
and he's fouled.
Nice? Is that nice? Beautiful.
McHale has quieted this crowd completely with his play here in the past couple of minutes.
Kevin, do it.
How many moves was that? 6?
Head and shoulder fakes, body movement, drop step, lean in, and then finish it off with the little backboard jobs. Michael Smith getting in some early play thanks to his very positive contribution in San Antonio 2 nights ago.
Kevin finishes it off. What a quarter of basketball for him. 12 points for Kevin in the first. At the buzzer, Portland cannot get a shot off, and the Celtics have taken a 6-point lead after 1 here in Portland. We'll be back with the second quarter after these messages on the WLVI Celtics Network.
Again, their shot selection was very effective. Held Portland to 45. The defense was in good shape.
Here's your old friend, Drazen Petrovic, for the ball game, Kuz, the guy that in Spain you were pretty high on.
Well, we thought he had the tools to play in the NBA. He's been complaining a little bit. Oh, well, no, I shouldn't say all of them, but Divac, I guess, in LA is happy and getting a lot of playing time. But Petrovic's been complaining, and of course, Paspar in San Antonio has been
wants to go home.
Wants to go home. So.
Where he's appreciated, I think, was the quote from him.
Here's Kevin. This time he moves inside on Bryant, picks up the foul.
Bryant's first, and Kevin McHale will go to the line. Celtics leading by 2.
Celtics held their own on the boards also in the first quarter, Michael, 10-9. So 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Nice job. McHale.
McHale is off to a very, very good start tonight with 16 points. Celtic lead is 4. Here's Cliff Robinson on Michael Smith. Baseline jumper, hanging in the air, and he drew the contact. Smith did a good job with the footwork that time, but Robinson had better hang time, and Michael hit his arm.
What is Robinson is listed at 6'10", and Smith at 6'9". Why does he look like he's 4 inches taller than Smith?
The haircut, maybe. Could be the haircut. Robinson is a lanky, long-armed 6'10". That time he missed the second one, and Robert Parrish has the rebound. 3 points for Cliff Robinson, who's shooting just 40% from the field for Portland, but does bring some instant offense into the ballgame. Now they work on Smith. They go down to Parrish. Cannot go on Duckworth. Working the perimeter. It's McHale to Reggie. Goes through off balance. He was hit, and no call that time as Reggie lost his feet. 38-35, Celtics by 3 with 8:40 left here in the second quarter. This Portland team, Portland, Oregon, smaller market, Cruz. Can that help to have a team in a smaller market like this?
Oh, I think it's an advantage, frankly, for the home team. DJ picks up the foul on Young. mean, that fans generally are more supportive. You know, they've been quiet. You pointed it out, but I'll tell you what, when they get hopping in this arena, and they're so close to the court, it creates more of a home court advantage. Plus, the team coming in here generally isn't up to play their best, and, you know, or the same way they play in one of the larger media centers like Chicago, LA, and New York. They take advantage of that.
Bill got the rebound, missed it. Robert Parrish on the battle, and Danny Young has it. He's on the run. Left side, Petrovic off his feet to Robinson. Oh, would have been a beautiful shot if he got it to go underneath Kevin McHale that time. Excellent hang time by Cliff Robinson.
Yeah, a little bit of wasted motion here. Petrovic, with nowhere to go, runs off the floor. Robinson probably could have taken his little jump. I mean, notice he picked up the foul, but he might have done it in a little more expedient way. But I'll tell you, he's got excellent, looks like an excellent athlete for his size.
Robinson had a big night against the Lakers, as you see, in that wild double overtime victory at the Forum, which moved Portland within a half game of the Lakers in the Pacific Division. Second best in the NBA, as we mentioned. And they have been battling LA all season long. Reggie able to retrieve it out high to Dennis. 9 on the shot clock, has to get into the offense, now puts it up, and no, not this time. 3 white shirts on the defensive board. Bryant and Robinson, 2 former Big East players, rip it off, and Portland can take the lead. Bird tries to pick off Robinson, goes to the baseline. He likes that spot there. A battle on the boards. Robert Parrish with the rebound, and out to Dennis it comes.
4 on 3.
Corner to McHale, has Dennis, and he lost it. Kevin had a notion that Dennis was in position for the layup, but the defense shifted over and caused the turnover.
That's the 5th turnover for the Celtics. We told you on top that it would be one of the keys tonight against this Portland team. They give you excellent defensive pressure and attack the ball well.
Cooper's in the lineup now, and has it to Robinson. Baseline jumper, and he shoots it with confidence.
Does he?
He has given Edelman some offense off the bench. 7 points for Cliff Robinson. And Portland has taken a 1-point lead with 6:59 remaining in the half. We'll be back with more after these messages on the WLBI Celtics Network.
Picked up their defensive intensity in this quarter, and it's had its effect, as you can see, on the Boston accuracy. Only 2 for 8 after they shot it at 57% in the first quarter. And conversely, they've gotten their offensive gear at 71%, 5 for 7.
Bird with a jump shot, nails it. His first bucket of the second quarter, and the Celtics have a lead 40-39. A 13-6 run in the first 5 minutes of this quarter erased the 6-point lead by the Celtics and gave Portland the 1-point lead, and Petrovic gets it back with an excellent move to the hoop that time.
Good job. Their media guide says he plays like Pete Maravich, Ernie D, and Phil Ford. None of whom played the same, of course, but that's who they compare him with. That time he looked like the Petrovic we saw in Spain last fall.
Bird down to Parrish. Larry went up as if he was going to take the shot. I think he faked Robert out that time. Here's Portland. Robinson through the lane, gets the contact. Creative offensive player, Cliff Robinson, for a rookie.
I'll tell you what, he's hungry for his offense too. You know, there are a lot of rookies a little insecure and don't want it that badly. You know, they're a little tentative out there. This kid, you put the ball in his hands, and I mean, like the shot in the corner he made a moment ago, you know, boom, bang. I mean, he looked at that hoop. As soon as he received it, there was no hesitancy at all, so he's got confidence in his shot. That time he complimented the outside shot by taking it in strong to the basket. He puts it to the floor well. Looks like he's going to be a good prospect, especially for a second-round draft pick.
Well, a lot of folks thought he drafted lower than he was supposed to. And some of it was attitude, and some said, well, he lacked some of the energy to play consistently every night. Reggie Lewis backs Petrovic down that time. One of the things the Yugoslavs need to learn a little more about, I think, is defense in the NBA. And Reggie sent a little message that time.
The Celtics have been trying to post him up on Reggie for the last couple of minutes. Except the first couple of times they threw the ball away.
Here's Robinson. Pinckney working on him, the double team. Back out to Porter. 3 on the shot clock. Petrovic has to put it up. He had not a prayer about putting that ball in the hole. He just ran into 3 people and threw his arms up.
For a lot of obvious reasons, you want to try to avoid fouling a guy when he gets out of control. Here, Petrovic just, you know, flings it somewhere in the general direction of the basket.
Well, he's got that acting routine down anyway. Petrovic, third-round pick back in '86 by Portland. They waited a while to get him here. 3 points now for him. Real Madrid is where he made his fame last year. 6 points and 1 assist a game. Shoots free throws about 80%.
And the 4th team foul on the Celtics. So once again in this quarter they get into early team foul difficulty, which again reflects the fact that Portland takes the ball to the basket so effectively. It creates more contact. With a spectacular shot, and has a few words to say to Mr. Petrovic in the process.
Bird took a run at him on that. And here's Petrovic, backs the other way. He takes a shot immediately. Bird threw him off his game. Dennis ahead to Pinckney, drops it off to Lewis, who cannot control it. And out of bounds it goes. Celtics out of control that time.
And that's
turnover.
7 turnovers now, so again, turnovers continue to plague the Celtics when they want to try to get into an up-tempo game. So it's kind of a catch-22. On one hand, they have to create transitional basket. On the other hand, they don't have the point guard that can get it off.
There's a battle on the boards, and Robinson got it. Lick Robinson has turned the crowd on here. Ahead to Parrish it goes. Porter nearly ripped him off. Uh-oh. Porter stepped in. He's got all kinds of trailers with him. And the Blazers have a 4-point lead.
And once again, the turnover on the part of the Celtics. The lazy lob pass. You've got an alert defensive team here. Can't make that pass if you can avoid it.
That time the rebound shot by Parrish was short. Here's Porter running again. As Petrovic up fakes Dennis, goes over, missed it. The rebound battled for it. Petrovic got it back, faked twice. And they'll set it up. Cliff Robinson showing some composure there. Porter and Lewis on the matchup. Through the pick he goes, down the lane. Reggie got a hand on it. Right now, Portland has taken the momentum away on the offensive end.
Edelman doing a nice job off the bench now, rotating his troops well, establishing some mismatches that the Celtics are not able to deal with. They have Lewis guarding Porter a moment ago, which gives this young man an obvious advantage. He really gets it to the basket well.
He's the captain of the team. He shoots 84% career-wise from the free throw line, so Terry Porter can hurt you from there. He's got 4 points tonight, and what a ball game he had against the Lakers in that double overtime victory. 11 assists, 7 rebounds, did about everything you could do to win a ball game, and the Blazers did it. 50-44, and this is Portland's biggest lead of the game. Celtics led by 6 after 1. Bird has it, goes by Kersey, inside, puts it up left-handed, didn't get the roll that time, and Buck Williams and Drexler bounces to Kersey. Holy cow!
14 for Kersey with a spectacular slam. Wow, do they have good overall team speed.
Bird goes by his man, great pass inside to Lewis and laid it up and in. Bird drew the defense, found Reggie, and they got 2 back. Porter stopping for 3. He spotted up on the line and nailed it down. Jimmy Rogers has to call a timeout quickly. Portland has taken a 9-point lead. 2:52 left in the half, and we'll be back with more on the WLBI Celtics Network.
16 points, Celtics with 20. Of course, 16 of those came from Kevin McHale.
Bagley, Bird, Lewis, Klein, and McHale right now. Cooper, Kersey, Porter, Drexler for Portland, and Buck Williams called that time for reaching in on Kevin McHale.
And that'll be the 4th team foul, so it's not a shooting foul.
Celtics will inbound and get a fresh 24 with 2:41 remaining here in the half. John Bagley handling the Celtics down by 9, 55-46. Bird looking for a shot, bounces it to Klein. Inside, Cooper left hand, missed the shot, and Drexler has it on the run. To Porter, stops and pops.
You know, we said they don't shoot it very well from outside, but when you get into that transitional game well and it starts putting points on the board, it's amazing how the outside shots start to drop as well.
Bird off a pick with an excellent jump shot that time, and he's got 12. That'll quiet them down, but it's a 9-point lead right now. They shoot well on the move, Kuz, and that's something that every shooter will probably tell you.
Yeah. All mediocre shooters become good outside shooters when the running game is going generally.
Drexler forced that one. Reggie Lewis with good defense, and the outlet to Bagley as the Celtics are running, but Portland's back in good shape. Line to Bird, inside to Lewis, layup.
Nice. Bird sees the floor so well. Just kissed that ball up almost before he received it. He knew he had an open man under the basket. Good movement by Lewis. Squeeze him up for the layup off the Bird pin.
He's always looking ahead for the next play. Here's Kersey. His shot missed, and Reggie Lewis with a good rebound that time. Up ahead to Bird it goes. Wanted to bounce it, now puts it up for three.
Yes!
That's an example of shooting in motion. Bird held the pass and was in motion and nailed it. Celtics within 4.
Bird heating it up. Makes obviously so much difference to the Celtic offensive production if he can just maintain a steady flow of hoops.
Buck Williams pulled up and hit the jump shot.
Buck, stop that already. You don't have an outside shot. Good. Read that scouting report on yourself. Stop doing things you're not supposed to be able to do.
Bagley open for his jump shot. Missed it. And the rebound, Kevin McHale, and a foul call. He went right over Joe Klein that time for the board.
Yeah, Joe allowed himself to be pushed a little too far under. Baggs had the open shot that didn't quite square himself off properly. He had some time. He wasn't under pressure. He's been shooting the outside shot fairly well on this trip when he sets himself and squares off to the basket.
Kevin McHale will shoot 2. All-rookie team in 1981, the 6th man in 84-85. First in field goal percentage, 86, 87, 88. He's done it about all he could do in the NBA. Of course, he'd like another ring, I'd say. Maybe another 2 if he could. And McHale has been doing yeoman work on this road trip so far.
McHale 7 for 7 now from the line. Celtics have yet to miss, so that's helping their cause offensively.
Memorial Coliseum, Portland, Oregon. Celtics, Trailblazers, and the Celtics are within 4. Final moment of the first half. Duckworth working on Klein.
Good move.
Muscled him backwards.
I'll tell you, good defense. Klein was there. He didn't let him in. He forced him into the little fall-away job, but the guy's a good shooter.
15 on the shot clock, 24 game clock. McHale off balance. He goes down hard, no call. Here's Drexler through Smith, over Dennis Johnson, missed the layup. Celtics get it back.
Hale's down there.
And Kevin missed the shot. Yeah, that's when you needed a slam right there. Kersey the other way, drew the foul.
So the way they throw their bodies around with this wild abandon, they're going to go to that line all night long. There's always going to be contact. See, he shot the ball. That was dunk time. Little one step, you know, he was alive. He had a step to the basket. One step and don't take any chances of, well, Kevin's been shooting so well that you just don't figure you're going to miss a shot that close to the basket.
Charles Smith checks in for the Celtics. For Dennis Johnson, Jim Paxson and Smith will work in the backcourt here in the final seconds. 3.4 seconds remaining as Kersey goes to the line and a 6-point lead. He's had a big first half. He averages just 15. And he's got his average.
Well, that's good. We don't have to worry about him in the second half now.
This Portland team has been red hot in 1990. They've won 17 of 20, 11 of their last 13. They are, as we mentioned, 23-3 here at home in the Coliseum.
I'll tell you, they're the only team that I've seen so far that I think can give...
Kersey did it himself that time, but missed the layup at the buzzer. Boy, that would have hurt if he had come in for a second opportunity there.
Yeah, they've got the strength to give the Lakers a run this year.
We have reached halftime here at the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, and the Trailblazers lead the Celtics by 7, 62-55. We'll be back for halftime activities in just a moment on the WLVI Celtics Network.
In that vein, and Jerome Kersey and Buck Williams were the guy that were spearheading all the activity. One of the things that you want to do with Boston is force them to shoot tough shots. They've got some people that can make them in Reggie Lewis, Larry Bird, and Kevin McHale, but if you can have good defensive pressure on them, then you have a better chance to rebound the ball and also get a transition opportunity. Portland has had great balance over the last month and a half, and they've had a lot of people in each period play a big role. Jerome Kersey trying to keep some offensive pressure on Larry Bird, make him play defense. Scores on a tough try. Clyde Drexler, Portland's best passer in the opening court, finds Terry Porter on the other side for an easy 2.
Clyde had 7 assists in the first half.
The idea is to make Bird aware you are. That is what Kersey has done, and most of his shots tonight have been under control, and that has made it difficult for Boston to control the tempo. Kevin McHale has expanded his offensive game by adding a 3-point field goal to it, and when he has that much time, certainly can be a threat. Buck Williams trying to go against the defense of Kevin McHale, and that is where the arm span of McHale is apparent, as well as when he makes this crossover move, getting rid of his opponent. McHale was the guy that got them back in the ball game and then helped them build the lead. The long rebound after a missed perimeter shot is always a first pass to a fast break. Portland, with strong execution, gets Kevin Duckworth on the scoreboard. The bench had problems over the last month and a half of finding a good rhythm at either end of the floor. But tonight, Drazen Petrovic and Chris Robinson played with some authority, and Portland got good results from them. Good pressure on Larry Bird, but a great offensive player gets it up and down. Terry Porter steps in, and this is the kind of game that you'd like to see Portland play all night long, where they can stretch them out and then use their athletic ability. Jerome Kersey drives it down over the top. Portland has been a very active team on the boards, and one of the things that they've done extremely well is look to make that long outlet pass. That puts a lot of pressure on the Celtics to get back. Kersey again with the pass on Clyde Drexler for 2. Bird with a no-look pass inside to Reggie Lewis. They have the ability to get underneath and hurt you, so you've got to be aware where they are. Bird from outside for a 3-pointer, as he had back-to-back hoops to bring Boston a little bit closer.
Blazers leading at halftime, 62-55, and we'll return with a special halftime feature in just a moment.
They jumped all over the Boston Celtics as they scored 36 points to only 23 for Boston.
Well, we'll see who takes control here in the early going in quarter number 3. Starting unit back in the court for the Celtics. Larry Bird trying to hit McHale underneath. I shouldn't say the starting unit because McHale didn't start. But he missed the shot, and Kersey came away with his 8th rebound of the night. He's having a big ball game for Portland. And it seems like with the Blazers, it's somebody different every night. They have that kind of balance. Dennis Johnson to Bird, right back to DJ.
Oldest guy on the court right now for Portland, Buck Williams at 29.
Kevin McHale with 20 points on the night. Portland up by 5. Rebound pulled away by Dennis Johnson. Partially blocked out of bounds. Who's it going to belong to? It'll belong to Boston.
See, that's one of those plays where they just don't make a call because the defender was back down under the basket. I felt there should have either been a block or a charge on this play. Watch the break here on the part of the Celtics. DJ up to Lewis. Now you're going to see Duckworth come into the picture. Here he is. He's still moving. He moved over. There's the contact. I thought that should have been a block. Somebody can get hurt if they don't make a call like that because guys will keep doing that.
Parrish got the rebound, missed the shot. Lewis comes away with it. Rick, you mentioned that the oldest man in the court for Portland right now is 29. Only one player in the court right now for Boston is under 30. And that's Reggie Lewis. Larry Bird couldn't get the jumper to go. Alley-oop to Drexler, but he couldn't handle it. Almost a spectacular play by Clyde Drexler. McHale has that one skim over the top of the hoop.
It's not the kind of shots I think that the Celtics need right now.
Neither team shooting well at all in the early going here in quarter number 3. Buck Williams gets in double figures. He has 11.
And that's an example of what that type of a shot, when it's not made, can lead to. A good, easy opportunity for Portland down the other end.
Dennis Johnson working against Porter. Bird has Kersey on him. Nice pass to Parrish, but he almost lost the ball. And we get a whistle.
Let's see Clyde Drexler. Look at this long pass by Porter. Drexler, he was there. It was just a hair behind him. Had it been just a foot a little further forward, I think Clyde would have made that one. And now we'll see down the other end, the penetration by Porter is able to get the ball right over to Buck as McHale had to come over to help out on the penetration.
Back to live action. Bird finds Parrish underneath. Parrish missed another one. He's having an awful time of it tonight. Trying to score. Blazers come up. They've got 5 men on the run against 3 Celtics. But Kersey's pass along the baseline of Porter almost went out of bounds. That gives the Celtics time to get back, and Kevin McHale will be called for the foul. He tried to block the shot of Buck Williams.
But I tell you, did you see the entire Portland Trailblazer
All 5
team
of them
when that ball
in a
changed?
line.
That's right. I mean, it changed possession. And those guys were like they were shot out of a cannon. I mean, this team wants to get out and run. That was a great example of the type of basketball this team's trying to play.
Buck Williams with 11 points on the night. He's 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
Let's watch from our end zone camera here.
Looks
on
like
this
an offensive line.
Hey, look at this. Here we go. Boom, boom. They got it. Zoom. Look at them. There they go. All 5 of them. I mean, it's like they're off to the races. They sprinted down the court. It's that kind of hustle that creates a lot of opportunities. They didn't do a good job converting on the passes, but they still got to the line, and Buck knocks in that one.
He's got all 4 of Portland's points in this third quarter. 66-57. Blazers by 9. We got 9:20 to go in the third. Larry Bird over Drexler. Oh, Drexler got a hand up.
He made him change the shot.
Porter working against DJ. Johnson knocks it away, but Drexler recovers. Launches one from out in triple country.
That's not his range.
Johnson, they're going to let him shoot it if he wants to. He does, but he misses. I tell you, neither team can find the basket right now. There's one way to change that by Drexler with his 8th point. Boston has shot just 1 of 10 from the field in this third quarter. Portland leading it now by 11. Boston calls timeout.
On Sunday afternoon in LA, 3:30 start. And Tuesday and Wednesday we'll be in Salt Lake.
Porter's 3rd foul.
Celtics really chewing on the referee's ear there during that timeout, and they got a call as soon as they got come back from the timeout. Here's Bird, hands it. Drexler look to steal. 5 on 4 now. Lewis pops it, misses it. And the rebound, Robert Parrish. It won't go in. Has a lid on it for Robert Parrish tonight. And down goes Williams. And a foul called on Robert. Boy, he's frustrated right now. Robert has been inside, and it just won't go in for him. This is a takedown.
There's the scramble. Williams goes to the paint with it and picks up the foul. The second team foul on the Celtics. They've gotten into trouble early in both the first and second quarters in terms of team fouls.
2 points by the Celtics in the first 4 minutes here of this second half. And Portland has opened up 11-point lead. Duckworth, 3 or 4 fakes, a la McHale. Shot clock down to 5. Porter launches it. Oh, he hit it.
Wow.
Excellent follow through and a 3-pointer. Biggest lead of the night, 71-57.
Going against the grain, too. Tougher shot to make.
Parrish goes up and he drew the foul.
Tell you, Robert looks a little fatigued tonight. Didn't make the good, strong move there. See, now here, it's catch and jam. Catch and jam. So it's kind of a little tentative. Takes him too long. He picks up the foul, obviously, but they're going to give you that. You know, when you're inside the paint, it's 7 feet, and you've got an advantage. Why, they're going to foul you intentionally, so you simply have to react a little quicker and create that slam dunk for yourself.
Celtics still with 2 points in the third quarter. Robert Parrish has 3 overall, and the Celtics trail by 13. Kevin McHale ran into Porter. Here's Duckworth. Missed the shot, and McHale has the rebound. Outlets to Bagley, who's running and looking. To McHale, to Bird, rather. Parrish lost it.
Yeah, Robert is really asleep tonight.
Just hasn't been going the Chiefs' way so far.
And I'm sure everyone's keeping count by now. That's another.
That's a travel on Williams.
Lewis, big, good hand, steps Drexler.
And it goes. However, Ken Maurer will not give Reggie Lewis the continuation. Celtics are on Maurer, and that time maybe an argument, because Reggie was in the act when he was run into by Kevin Porter. Rather, Terry Porter.
Judgment call, as they say.
Celtics trying to organize here. McHale hands it off to Lewis. Off the pick. Goes to Kevin. It's picked off by Williams. It's loose, and the Celtics call for a loose ball foul. It isn't quite clicking in the half court right now. Celtics a half step behind, and it's costing them. Jimmy Rogers, you see him at the bench, and Chris Ford.
Well, you know, one of the problems with the motion offense is you get everyone obviously moving, and you take what the defense gives you. So a lot of times you get people in positions trying to do things that you prefer not to have them in.
Kersey, he's been red hot tonight. 17 in the ball game.
And this is what increases your margin of error too, or why you throw the ball away. That time Reggie was trying to run pick and roll, and you know he just doesn't have the best skills to run that pick and roll play.
Great board work by Portland again. Kersey tries to go inside. Excellent first step, but Kevin McHale rejects it out of bounds. It's the biggest lead of the ball game, 73-58.
Here's the Kersey penetration and a long reach and good timing by McHale. Jimmy Rogers is going to give Robert Parrish a rest. As we told you, Robert with a very soft game so far.
Lewis on the board. Drexler got it, but stolen by Lewis, and a foul on Drexler. Boy, Clyde Drexler can really sky. Here you see him.
Over the limit. They'll go down and shoot it on the other end.
6:21 left in the third quarter, and the Celtics are in the penalty.
How well you're shooting it from outside. It's got to catch up if you're not complimenting the half court with a certain number of transitional baskets.
Celtics have to be patient and try to pick it up a couple at a time right now. Not be too over-anxious. Here's Klein. He missed the shot. Duckworth with good defense and the rebound. Right now, Portland is going to the ball well. Drexler rips it out of Lewis's hands on a TD pass that time. Klein and Duckworth are working each other over, and that time Kevin Duckworth got called. Celtics have been held to 4 points in the third quarter in the first 7 minutes. And nothing is going down right now.
Bird having shot extremely well in the first half. 7 for 12 and 15 points has gone cold here in the third quarter.
And meanwhile, Jerome Kersey is on target with 19. The lead is 20, 79-59. And it's coming unglued right now for the Celtics. Bird to McHale. He's triple teamed. Lewis cutting. Can't get it to go down. Duckworth knocks it loose. Underneath, Drexler over Bird. He missed it. Got his own rebound. It's loose. And Portland gets the rebound. We talked about that hustle board cruise here in the Memorial Arena, and right now the Celtics are being out-rebounded 37-28, and that's part of the advantage Portland has over them.
They're also beating them to loose balls and errant passes and floating rebounds off outside shots, whatever. They're
Drexler blocked by Lewis, but a call against him.
They're young, they're determined, they're strong, and that's why I think they're going to have a good shot at the Lakers this year.
Reggie will take a seat. He's got 11 points, only one here in the third quarter. Larry Bird will sit down. Bird has 15 in the first half. Celtics being held right now to 4 points here in the third quarter. Drexler in front of the rim.
Drexler's had a quiet night. For him, he's averaging 24, only has 8 points.
Missed them both. That's the scary thing. Without Drexler really involved, the Celtics are being beaten by 20 points right now. Here's Michael Smith back in the ball game. 3-4 fakes. He missed the shot and a rebound by Kersey. Portland's doing a great job of the defensive board right now. Celtics are getting no second shots.
Yeah, the second best defensive rebounding team in the league. First best offensive and total rebound. So they're taking full advantage of it.
Here's Bagley. He's cutting it inside and he's cut off by Young. McHale will launch a three.
Yes.
Second hoop by the Celtics here in the third quarter, however. The Celtics are back within 17 points on a three-pointer. John Bagley pulls up lame and heads to the bench. Took a bump, I believe, on his calf.
Both of those hoops by McHale, by the way.
Kevin's got 23. Both teams in the penalty now. Danny Young will step to the line. He's a 6-year pro out of Wake Forest. Young has 3 points tonight. Take a look. Pulled up lame. They may have a slight cramping problem.
Yeah, either that or hamstring. Celtics 2 for 20 in this quarter, shooting at a 10%. What did they have in New Jersey that time when we had a scurry to the record books? 9 points was that?
I tried to forget. Michael Smith across the lane, goes up into Duckworth. Klein has the rebound and he's fouled.
Okay,
in the bucket.
That avoids any possibility of that repeat. All Joe's got to do is make this one. Right?
You had to bring that up, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I looked on the board, 2 minutes to go, and it only scored 7 points. Unfortunately, reminded me of that, but they're up to 10.
Klein now has 5 points. Here's Charles Smith on Young. Duckworth, 17-footer in and out, and a rebound and a good one by Mark Bryant. He's stuck there. Put it up. Klein got the board. Charles Smith in the ball game and Michael Smith. Two guys that really made a difference in San Antonio. Jimmy Paxson now cutting in off balance. Yes! Difficult shot by Paxson that time. He's got 4. 2:05 remaining, and Portland will quickly call a timeout before the Celtics get too much going on here and get right back into it. 2:06 left, third quarter. The Celtics responding. They trail.
The ball game down in San Antonio, and got all basically non-starters in there right now.
But it's a long hill to climb for the Celtics tonight, down by 15.
Yeah, this is the deep hole syndrome at its best.
And they are now 4 out of 24 from the field in this quarter. And a technical foul has now been assessed.
Bryant picks up T.
The second personal on Mark Bryant, and the technical foul was assessed.
You see now, the Trailblazers have to be very careful. I mean, even though they are at home and they got a big lead, the Celtics, again, were down 17 in San Antonio, and San Antonio only lost 2 games down there all season long, and they were able to get back in the ball game. You see Bryant going at it with McHale as he throws it away. Now we'll see him have to say something there and give him a little something, a little gesture, and let the young guys get away with that very often. But again, this is not an insurmountable lead, Pete. With 1:40 to go in the third, they're only down 13.
Not with a club like the Boston Celtics.
So Portland has to be very careful at the next few minutes here.
As bad as the Celtics have shot the ball in this quarter, they have cut the lead now from 17 points down to 12 points.
Got the report on Bagley. It is the right hamstring.
A minute and a half remaining in the third. Young takes one. He even hits it. And Young with 6 points now. And Portland up by 14. Trying to get it underneath to McHale, and Bryant's going to be called for another foul. And speaking of Mark Bryant, Rick, while we have a moment here, Mark out of Seton Hall, we do want to update our viewers on the condition of Ramon Ramos, the rookie player who was seriously injured in an automobile accident. It's starting to look a little bit better for him now. He is leaving the hospital today, going to a rehabilitation center.
And he's
still not out of the woods, but he's starting to regain consciousness from time to time and starting to show a little sign of improvement.
Yeah, and I tell you, that's just terrific. Fine young man, and certainly people, they didn't know there in the hospital whether or not he was going to survive at all, and they think he has a very good chance of recovering, getting back to a normal life. It's going to take quite a while and quite a lot of work, but I'm sure that Ramon will put the effort in to get back, and we sure hope he does.
Portland by 12. Drexler in heavy traffic. And the turnover gives it right back to Boston. They can cut it down to a 10-point lead now. Less than a minute to go in the third. The reserves getting the Celtics back in it. Still belongs to the men in green. 11 seconds left in the shot clock.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rick comes back with his starters to start the fourth quarter. Michael Smith with a creative touch. His first 2 points of the night, and all of a sudden Boston, who has shot the ball miserably in this third quarter, back to within 10 points of the Portland Trail Blazers lead. And they have a chance now to get it down to 8. The ball stripped away by Kersey. Drexler trying to get it back to Jerome Kersey. And a whistle against the Celtics. Charles Smith.
It is going to be, no, I don't think so.
Call for his first personal.
Yeah, and of course the Celtics cannot afford to make any mistakes at this juncture of the ball game. Make those turnovers and allow Portland to get that up-tempo game going again, and they could be in trouble. Rick Adelman now going back to Robinson, rookie back in the ball game for Cooper.
Robinson with 10 points tonight. They came in a flurry in the second quarter. And Clyde Drexler, number 9 in the league in scoring, averaging just under 24 a game, having trouble tonight. He has just now hit double figures. And Portland's lead back up to 12. Got a 2-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Shot clock now 13. Shot clock now at 6. Shot clock now at 2. A 24-second violation by the Celtics. I'll tell you, Rick, it looked like Charles Smith really kind of lost track there of how much time he had left in the shot clock. Jerome Kersey doing a good job defensively.
Well, I think he knew when people were yelling. Jerome just did a heck of a job smothering him. I thought that Charles felt that it was going to be easy to get around this bigger guy, but Kersey's pretty active and pretty quick fellow, and he did a great job defensively.
Now see if the Blazers can get off a final shot. Drexler, second time around, got the shot away. But the quarter ends with the Portland Trail Blazers leading the Boston Celtics. 1 quarter to go. It's 86-74. Trail Blazers.
Charles Smith gets called for the foul.
That is his second.
But right away, we get a couple of the starters back in. Took 2 other ones out, Kersey and Drexler, but Porter back in the game to try to run things. Again, that's the guy that really can take control. That's when they had the biggest lead. They started to lose that lead when Porter went out with that 4th foul.
He's back in there now with Drazen Petrovic joining him in the backcourt. Cliff Robinson, Buck Williams, and Wayne Cooper also in there for the Blazers. And Robinson got fouled along the baseline. So the Celtics have picked up 2 quick fouls here in the fourth quarter. And if you want to get back in a game when you're trailing by 12, it's not a good idea to pick up a lot of early fouls and get into that bonus situation too soon.
Yeah, both fouls called on a couple of the Smith rookies.
Sending another rookie, Cliff Robinson, to the line. He has more free throws made in tonight's game than he had in his last half dozen games. He had gone only 3 for 16 from the free throw line in his last 5 ball games. He is 6 out of 8 from the line tonight, has 12 points. Portland's up by 14.
Jim Paxson just walked with the ball and got away with it also.
Well, Charles Smith having a tough time of it the last couple of minutes. Drazen Petrovic called for his first personal.
5 for 25.
And that'll send Charles Smith to the line. Farrah Fawcett stars in the story of the pioneering photojournalist Margaret Bourke White, a woman who wasn't afraid of taking risks to get a great shot. That'll be 10:15 Eastern Time on TNT tomorrow.
I wasn't afraid of taking risks to get a great shot. In fact, I took a lot of risks and took a bad shot.
A bad shot, you sure did. It is 88-75 as Smith made 1 of 2. Portland by 13. Petrovic. Back to Porter. Back to Cooper. And Petrovic blocked from behind by Kevin McHale. They kick it up front to Michael Smith. He takes a peek, sees Robinson. Didn't see Cooper. But Michael Smith now with a chance for a three-point play. As they call the foul on Wayne Cooper.
You know, McHale again with the block as he chases down Petrovic. Uses those long arms. A great lead pass. Smith, nice fake to let Robinson go by. Uses his body to draw the foul against Cooper. Nice play. Smith fortunate that he's a left-hander because he was able to keep the ball away from Cooper using his normal or natural hand.
Michael Smith, who had some injury problems early in the year, beginning to get a little more playing time of late.
Well, actually, he's using the right hand there. I'm saying the thing, but he's very adept with the left hand. This guy was one of the top high school athletes in the country, I believe.
Cliff Robinson a little strong with the jumper. Rebound pulled away by Smith. And Boston can cut that lead into single figures now. But the shot wouldn't fall. Tipped out to Porter, lost it to McHale. McHale underneath to Smith. He couldn't handle it, and the loose ball picked up by Cooper. Michael Smith thought he got fouled underneath. We've got 10.5 minutes to go. It's Portland up by 10. Buck Williams lost it on the way up, and they're going to call it on McHale. We can't believe it.
The Celtics, Pete, have got to be careful not to try and get the tempo of the game going in Portland's favor with, you know, that quickness up and down to try and get this lead back too quick. With 10:30 to go, down by 10, you don't have to do a lot of rushing. They don't have to come down and take the first quick shot. I thought that shot Paxson took was a little bit quick for them. They got to show that patience that Jimmy Rogers wanted. Right now is the time to execute their game plan. Chipping away to get 10 points off with 10.5 to go is not impossible if you're playing some good, tough defense.
Well, they are bringing some of their guns back in. Larry Bird is back in the lineup. Reggie Lewis is back in. Robert Parrish coming back in. But between those three players, they have scored just 2 points in this half. Parrish has 1 point in the second half. Lewis has 1 point in the second half. Larry Bird has yet to score in the second half.
Well, you play the percentages here, Pete. You know, you figure those guys aren't going to stay that low for an entire half with good playing time. So I would assume that they'll warm up just a bit.
We shall see. 19 points now for Buck Williams. A 12-point Portland lead.
Problem is they got to warm up more than just a little bit to win the game.
McHale and Williams going at it. They're going to call a foul on Buck Williams. That's his third.
Well, McHale and Williams have been going at it all evening long. They just battle very, very intensely for position.
The rookie Smith working against Terry Porter. McHale from outside. That gives Kevin McHale 30 points. Just one away from his season high. And it's a 10-point Portland lead again. Porter couldn't get it to go. Rebound out of bounds. Touch last by Portland. Ball belongs to Boston. And the Celtics, who looked like they were out of this game about midway through the third quarter, making a run now here in Portland. Kevin McHale, basket wouldn't go, but he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, I tell you, Kevin just really bumped Buck to get position, and then Buck just frustrated by what's been happening out there, just shoved him. Obvious foul on the part of Buck, who was frustrated by the initial contact with McHale.
Kevin McHale with 30 points on the night. He is 12 out of 12 from the free throw line. And if he makes this next free throw, he'll have himself a season high of 32 points.
They're taking Porter out. Perry can't believe it. He's on the sideline going, what are you kidding? They didn't touch the guy because they call us 5 fouls, they're saying now on Porter. And I thought that was the foul on Buck Williams.
They did call that on Porter?
That's what Kevin thinks he's being taken out for. I don't know. I don't think they did. Let's check that out. Porter's still up in the background. You might see him there saying, what's going on?
Petrovic comes up short. Blazers get it back. 9:25 remaining in the ball game. An 8-point lead. And it'll be against Charles Smith.
See, Petrovic with a little bit more experience had a chance to throw that ball up the basket. That whistle blew long before he went to make that pass. And once you hear the whistle, you find some way to get it to the hoop.
Celtics calling a timeout, stopping the clock with 9:21 remaining. 9:15 to go. Robinson couldn't hang on to it, but they're saying that it was tipped out by Larry Bird, so the ball still belongs to the Blazers. And it comes to Robinson. Cliff Robinson, second-round draft pick out of Connecticut. Two of the best low-post players in the business. And Buck Williams won that battle. He has 21 points.
Yeah,
Kevin by 10 again.
Kevin just a little tougher offensively, however, down low.
Larry Bird gets his first points of this second half. He has 17 on the night. And it's back to an 8-point lead. 8.5 minutes to go in the game. From three-point territory, Petrovic couldn't get it to go. Rebound, Dennis Johnson. Petrovic got a hand in, but look at that recovery by Lewis. And a foul is going to be called on Drazen Petrovic.
Talked about the work down inside. This time Buck Williams gets a chance to go against Kevin McHale. Makes a little move back into the left side with the left hand. Going to come back, spin the other way with the right hand as Kevin reached in, able to get it over that outstretched arm. Nice play by Buck Williams.
Reggie Lewis now with 12 points.
Well, the Celtics hustling, trying to get in there. Here's Reggie Lewis as he dives down to the court to make the save out to Larry Bird, and he gets paid off by going to the line after Petrovic fouled him and cuts that lead back down to only 6 for Portland.
6-point game. Amazing that Boston is this close after the troubles they had in the first 8 or 9 minutes of that third quarter.
Well, remember, down 17 in the first period to San Antonio. Came back and got up by 11 right away in the second.
8 minutes remaining. Petrovic outside to Robinson. Only 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Wouldn't go. Rebound. Coming down with it was Petrovic. And a whistle against the Celtics. That is 4 fouls now on Reggie Lewis. And the Celtics are over the limit. Kevin Duckworth getting ready to check back into the Portland lineup. We may be seeing a few more starters.
Yeah, I was going to think that Rick would want to get his other people back in this ball game right now. It's much too precarious at this juncture. And that missed free throw certainly doesn't help.
They've been using him that often. He looks like a different player on an NBA level than he did in Spain.
Well, Petrovic has 5, and he has given his Trailblazer team a 7-point lead. Dennis Johnson, McHale, Parrish, Bird, and Lewis right now as they post up Lewis. He's double teamed. Goes through it. Lost it, but he got fouled.
Good job by Lewis that time, avoiding the trap. Couldn't find the open man. They'd rotated on to DJ. Didn't want to take a chance. Good decision by Reggie as well.
Rick Edelman had gone as long as he could that time with Cliff Robinson and Drazen Petrovic, and he has to get Jerome Kersey back in and Clyde Drexler as the Celtics have taken momentum away here and moved within 7, but Reggie cannot cut it to 6.
That would have been nice.
He's got 13.
Reggie's second miss tonight from the line, although the team has shot extremely well from the free throw line.
All year long, really, the Celtics. 82% from the line. Celtics within 6. Dennis working on Young. Oh, it's nearly taken away by Bird. Parrish and Duckworth going at it inside. Duckworth wants to go on him. Muscles him. Baseline hook.
Wow.
Excellent move.
You know, they're making the shots, but the Celtics are doing a good job defensively to force them to low percentage shots. Problem is, Portland's knocking them home. We had the Williams fall away jumper a minute ago, half hook, and now this one.
Bird on the baseline for his jumper, and it missed. Battle by Parrish, kicks it out. It's 4-on-1. Drexler lays it up. This is the only time where Portland has really taken advantage of the Celtics. The long rebound and the fast break. The Celtics can keep them in this half-court offense. They can win this ball game.
Well, remember we said on top the best way to slow down an effective transitional team is to hit that offensive board. And the Celtics have not done that tonight.
See for the rebound. Baseline missed everything. Roberts just, it ain't happening for him tonight. McHale, he missed the hook. And that hurt. Celtics had two close range shots and couldn't make either of them go down. Williams trailing the play finally into it. Duckworth has the ball now, and he can't find anybody to go to.
They got Mr. Duckworth from San Antonio 3 years ago for Walter Berry, who now is languishing in...
oh, my goodness!
Okay.
Wow. Robert did everything he could.
We give up.
What can you do about that?
Yeah, Walter Berry's throwing hoops up in Italy and never made much of an impact here, so that was a pretty good move by management here. It's in transition, too.
Bird from outside, he missed it all, the battle, and it is won this time by the Celtics. You look at Rick Adelman, and he can only be disgusted by the fact the Blazers didn't come up with that free ball. Here's Bird cutting in over left-handed, and not this time. Duckworth has the rebound with Dennis all over him. On the run, here's Drexler on the wing. Oh, great block by McHale. But Williams got the rebound.
They're really alert on that ball.
And the Celtics call a timeout. 5:28 left. They had gotten it within 6. And now the Blazers have upped it to 14. We'll be back with more on the WLPI.
Really has provided the scoring punch.
And in the past couple of minutes, Coos, it's been the inside power of Portland, something that they have lacked in terms of offense the past couple of years. But Duckworth and Buck Williams doing the job on the inside. Reggie bounces it to Parrish, now cuts. Robert works on Duckworth for the rainbow. Yes, that might help.
Okay,
Get a bounce.
Second hoop. Celtics hanging tough. Need a little defense. That's the trap.
Bird nearly picked it off. Kersey walked with it, got away with it, but Duckworth, oh, it didn't go in. And Dennis Johnson got knocked over by Duckworth.
Well, there's a break.
Good acting,
I
John.
don't know if he got knocked over as much as tripped, and it looked like he touched it. Let's take a peek at that again if we can. There's DJ touching it last.
Well,
no, DJ just, I don't know, it looked like he just tripped himself. In any event, the Celtics would do a break or two. I think Jimmy Rogers feels that he's not going to turn that one back.
Jerome Kersey with his third personal foul, and Bird will go to the line for the first time tonight. Larry has 17 points. Shoots him at 95%. Best in the league. Larry's got 18. Celtics within 11 with 4:51 remaining. Has them both. Bird is on a new streak. Still about, what, 60 or so away from being back to where he was in Houston. 101-91, 4:40 remaining. Oh, Dennis nearly stole the ball. He's called for a foul. Good. Had most of the ball that time. Look at Jimmy Rogers and Chris Ford, Ed Lacerte on the Celtics bench.
Been a frustrating game for Jimmy. He's been up a lot. For a lot of reasons. Would have absolutely adored to start 3-3 because he knows he's got to go in LA Sunday, and it isn't going to get any easier going against the second best record in the league tonight, and on Sunday the best record in the league.
I tell you, Danny Young has done an excellent job in place of Terry Porter, who's been on the bench for quite a long time. Here's Robert looking for a cutter. Back to Dennis for the jump. In, out, and in. Soft touch by Dennis Johnson. He has 8.
8 points.
But Drexler
Back on the other end.
beats everybody down the court.
Speed and quickness is what separates the men from the boys in the NBA, and this Portland team has it in abundance.
Celts down by 12 as Bird and Kersey shove underneath the hoop. Larry gets open on the bounce. Off balance, fired it up and went down.
Nothing as demoralizing as working, very hard for a hoop out of your half-court offense. And then 2 seconds later, the opposition getting an uncontested layup on the other end. Here's the Bird penetration. Absorbs
270
absorbs a little
pounds.
bit of a shock from Mr. Duckworth. Of course, if you're anywhere near Duckworth, you're probably going to get some physical contact, even in the neighborhood.
Danny Young gave Rick Edelman an excellent night off the bench with 8 points. He averages just 4. Here's Bird. Look at what he did in the All-Star game. And Larry has both of them again. 6 here in the fourth and 21 in the ball game. Down in L.A., the Bullets lead the Clippers by 2 with a minute 40 remaining, 102 to 100. 4-minute mark in the game as Duckworth tries to work on Parrish. Missed it. And a foul called. Reggie Lewis, his 4th. It's been a struggle all night for the Celtics. They are hanging in. Certainly have a shot at the Portland Trailblazers. You got to give the Trailblazers credit, though, Coos. They've really been consistent all night with their efforts. Only a couple of lulls, a couple of down periods.
Well, when you run a consistent transition game like this team does, night in and night out, it takes all the pressure off your offense. There's most teams that don't have that capability go in saying, hey, we've got to run a pretty good half-court offense. The timing, everything, the shooting, the selection of shots has got to be there. We've got to shoot it close to 50% to be in the game and win. When you've got the transition game, you can, run an ineffective half-court and not shoot it well and still be in the ball game. And this is what happened to Portland in the first half, pretty much.
Robert
Parrish
throws a hook in, and Robert now has 7 points. This is by far the best transition team we've seen on this trip, Coos. The Celtics held the others, Houston and San Antonio, under 100 points, and Portland has 107 at this point with 3:20 remaining.
Well, they've got speed to burn. They've got an excellent point guard in Porter who has all the physical attributes. He's 6'3", he's quick, he passes well, and he shoots well enough. Kersey continues his attack on the basket.
Has hit the open jumper every time he's had it tonight. I can't recall a miss from him. 22 points, averaging 15 a game. Here's McHale working on Williams. The hook over Kersey.
And they've got great athletes that run those wings that finish strong like that.
Drexler missed. Got the layup and a foul.
Very quick back to the ball. Celtics tiring a little bit. Just beat them all back to his own missed shot and finished it off.
By Drexler. He can fly. How did he miss that one, though? Got it back. Give him credit.
He wondered how he could miss it himself, so he did something about it.
Drexler completes a 3-point play, and he has 16. It's 112-99 with 2:48 remaining. Just a reminder, if the Celtics score 100 points or more during tonight's game, buy one of the Girdles chicken sandwiches tomorrow and mention Channel 56. And Kentucky Fried Chicken will toss in a second sandwich free. Bird in the corner for 3. No. Drexler has it. Kersey. Forget it. Somehow there's a foul call as Kersey went up high.
Yeah, offensive on Kersey.
And a timeout on the court. 2:30 remaining. Porter into the front court with Dennis Johnson on him. The Celtics had won 2 in a row on the road coming into this one. Portland has been excellent since 1990 started, winning 17 of 20, so they are continuing their fine play. Parrish picked it off, but Porter got it back and missed it. Lewis with a rebound. Bounces to Parrish. Bird got it back. Not this time. And Williams missed the layup, but Duckworth got the rebound. Kevin Duckworth has had a big fourth quarter. 8 points. He now has 14. Parrish working on Duckworth this time. A rainbow jump. No, Robert has just not had it together tonight.
Roberts looked tired all night long. Burns had a very quiet, soft second half.
And the Blazers have blown it open with a minute 27 left. 116-99. Portland will be back after these messages on the WLVI Celtics Network.
Blazers play a role. They handed the Celtics their worst defeat ever back in 1977. It's not going to be that tonight. 116-99. A 17-point lead. It had been a 20-point lead at one time, and Boston got it down to 5. And now it's back up to 17, and it's a little too late now for the Celtics to do much about it. Just one of those nights for the man you just saw, Robert Parrish. I'm surprised I can't criticize the way he's played the last 14 years, but he has not had a good game tonight.
Everybody's going to have some off nights. In a big NBA season, you'll have about 8 to 10 games where things don't go right for you. Tonight was one of them for Parrish.
Only 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Celtics going to lose it again. Second time they've done that. They've got all their young players out on the court right now.
What I was going to say about Rick Adelman, I was surprised that he didn't he didn't take his key people out of the ball game at this juncture. You're always afraid when you got this game wrapped up that something might happen to him, somebody get hurt. I'd always be a little afraid of that.
Yeah, he's still got all 5 starters out there. Porter using some clock. Over it comes to Kersey. Wouldn't go, but there he is. The foul is unmissed. He has 24 points.
Yeah, you got to screen Jerome Kersey off after he shoots.
Michael Smith from three-point territory. Don't forget, on Tuesday night, we'll be at Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio. David Robinson and the Spurs playing host to the LA Lakers. 8 o'clock Eastern time. Hope you'll join Steve Jones and I for that one. Drexler for 2 more. Drexler with 11 points in the quarter, 21 on the night. Biggest lead of the night for the Trailblazers. As the final few seconds tick away. Michael Smith tries it again. He has 7. But the Portland Trailblazers can start celebrating. Final score, 120 to 101. The Blazers beat the Celtics. Portland now just a half game away from the LA Lakers in the Pacific Division.
Kevin McHale with a season high 34 points. Larry Bird 21 points. For Portland, Clyde Drexler.